Damage from the oil spill and strategizing about how to clean it up. Joining us this morning ahead of that delegation, Congressman Steve Scalise, thank you so much for being here. I understand you were briefed yesterday. What can you tell us about the latest developments on this spill?
Well, right now it's still very frustrating because there is no plan to shut off the well. And the first thing we've got to do is stop the leaking. I mean, if you got over 5,000 barrels a day leaking, you've got to stop that leak before you're going to be able to really contain it. And we're already seeing it start to hit land. There really is, I don't think, is a strong enough plan in place to defend against the worst case scenario, because you can always go and work to clean up the damage, but we've got to be focused on defense and protecting our marshes, protecting our seafood industry. That's right now, I think, priority number one, and I'm not really sure enough's been done to do that.
As far as the response from the feds, are you pleased with it, or would you have expected and wanted more?
Well, I think in the first few days, nobody really had an idea of course, what went wrong, but also of just how severe the leak was. But I think as the days went on and we started to see that there was serious oil coming out of that well, I don't really think enough was done to really truly prepare for the worst case scenario. And when I've talked to local officials, as well as when you hear state officials, they really haven't felt like they've gotten that confident level of protection of how to defend against this, how to protect and put a real second line of defense and put enough boom out there to stop our marsh from getting hit by this oil.
As far as the leak itself, we were speaking with a BP official this morning, and he said, you know, there are safety measures in place. They all failed, and we don't know why. How does that bounce off of you? Is there a sense out there that, hey, your safety measures need to be a heck of a whole lot better then?
Well, we need to get real explanations, and obviously there's an investigation by the Coast Guard going on into how this actually happened. This just should not happen. Both the rig exploding, but also the blowout preventer. It's got, as you said, multiple redundant systems that are supposed to shut off so that the oil doesn't come out. And clearly that didn't happen. No one's been able to give me an explanation of why that didn't happen. There is an investigation going on, and we need to find that out to make sure it doesn't happen again. But right now our main focus has to be on shutting off the oil and then putting a real line of defense in place to protect our marshlands.
Long term.
Yeah, and I mean, this is already hitting today, but this is going to be, as long as that oil continues to flow out of the well, it's going to continue to be a problem that we face on our coast. And of course, you know, when you talk to the parish officials and the fishermen that are already experiencing the problems, our seafood industry, it's such a fragile industry, but such a treasure for the whole country. And this has the makings of being a major national disaster, and it's got to be taken that seriously by the federal officials.
What is it you would like to see from the feds besides the obvious answer of money, cash? What else do you want from them?
Well, you know, the first thing we need to do is try to put real protection in the coast, and you've got heavy waves out there, so you know, even if you have got some booms in place, the oil will go over and top some of those, so you need a second line of defense right there where the marsh is, and because once it gets into the marsh, you're talking about a whole different problem, and I don't want us to just be worrying about, well, let's go clean it up. We've got to do that too if it happens, but the first thing we should be trying to do is stop it from getting into the marsh where you have to clean it up, because some of this you might not be able to clean up. And when you talk about the damage to our wildlife, to the seafood beds, I mean, this is severe problems that can be caused.
Are you expecting another update later today? I imagine you're going to be out there.
Yeah, I'll be getting regular updates, and we still have a lot more questions than we have answers. So we're still going to be asking the questions, but also trying to mobilize those resources to put that real second line of defense in place.
All right, Congressman Steve Scalise, we'll check back in with you later today.
Thanks,
Thank you
Jennifer.
very much.